I'm sitting here trying to had a long listening with Rupert this morning, and he's making me be aware of being aware, I think. And I still have to dig into that some more. That's his approach, and then I listen to you for inspiration, and sometimes that helps.
It might seem to help, Bill, but right now, who's it helping? Describe to me who it helps.
Well, I had an answer which was going to be nobody, or Exabercheck, which came from one of your wonderful videos.
That's funny. Exabercheck.
Yeah, I like that one.
So experientially, who is it helping now?
What do you mean by it?
Lisa's teaching, or Lisa's words.
Well, it's probably really just this Billy body mind that it's helping in this dualistic world. I'm not sure it's helping me toward enlightenment necessarily, but it's what I got, you know.
Yeah. In the flow of things, that's true. In the flow of things, that it might be that Lisa's words recondition the Bill in some way. So it might be that the words recondition Bill in some way, and there's an improvement in the Bill conditioning. It might be a disimprovement, we're not sure, but it might be an improvement. But that's not what we're talking about in these talks. But it might be that these words improve the conditioning in some way. It might make them less neurotic. It might make them relax against all the ideas that they're in control and that they've got to do something better or that they're guilty. But who's listening to Lisa now?
Well, who is listening? Well, it's Billy body mind listening, of course.
Can Billy, what are you calling yourself? Billy Bobby? Oh, Billy Body. Sorry, keep wanting to say Billy
Bill
Bobby.
Body.
Bill Body. Oh, this is a hard one.
The mind body, I guess, of Bill.
The Bill.
Yeah.
So, but how can Bill listen? Describe to me how, in this moment, Bill listens. The Bill Body listens.
Well, he's listening because there are vibrations that go back into the brain that stimulate some piece of it that brings some understanding, I guess.
Is that something you learned, or is that the experience?
That's something I've learned, you know, just how the body works.
And so in the experience, who's listening?
In the experience, who's listening?
Right now, who's listening without what you think you know?
Well, it seems like there's an I that experiences.
Describe to me the I that experiences.
It's an empty void.
It's an empty what?
I'm sort of echoing what I was listening to Rupert earlier today.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, don't echo what he says. Just down to the experience. What's the experience there?
Well, it's I don't know what to call it. It's just this emptiness. Because there's nothing there.
That's experiencing. And that's what it feels like?
Well, yeah, it does in a way.
It feels like nothing's experiencing.
Well, something is experiencing. There are experiences, and something obviously is experiencing the feelings or the voice, that sort of thing.
Are you sure that's not going back into what you know?
Somewhat, I imagine, yeah.
So right now, who hears Lisa's voice?
Who hears Lisa's voice? Give me a hand, babe.
Oh, I'm giving you all my hands and my feet.
I've got another babe here with me. The one you know. Anyhow, my wife, for people who are listening in, I don't know. She and I are pretty good working together on this, but sometimes she has answers that I don't, and vice versa. I don't have a good answer for you.
You're so good at confusing me, Bill. I'm so simple to confuse, actually. Okay, back to the point. So if we go back to the point, Bill.
Yeah, I would be proud if I could confuse you. Go ahead.
So, Bill,
Yeah.
who hears Lisa's voice now?
Who hears Lisa's voice? It
No.
keeps coming back to Bill.
I know, I say Bill, don't I? I go, Bill, who hears Lisa's voice?
It's still Bill hearing
It's a
it.
trick question, you see.
Yeah, I know, but I don't.
I'm just joking. But who's hearing now?
Who's hearing now? This Bill body mind. You know,
That's what you know. That's what you've been taught.
yeah.
So in the experience, who hears?
Well, I'm trying to deal with that because that's what I was sort of watching videos this morning about.
Yeah.
You know, just being the experiencer of things, but the experiencer is an empty space, and I'm beginning to sort of adopt to that or understand that.
You can't, Bill. It's impossible. It's going to hurt you to try and adopt to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's going to hurt because then you're just going to try and squeeze yourself into another identity. So, but experientially, the freedom is right there in the experience, not in what you think you know. So when I ask this question again, it's got to be answered without anything that you know intellectually. So don't look intellectually. Who's hearing Lisa's voice?
Who's hearing Lisa's voice?
But don't think about it.
I can almost just say nobody.
You thought about it there, though. I could feel it. Okay,
Well,
one more time.
Not really, but
One more time. Okay, we're gonna get to God. Don't worry, Bill. I can feel it coming, although we are getting a bit lost in the giggling. Okay, so right now, who's looking at the computer?
who's looking at the computer? This Bill body mind is looking at the computer.
That cannot be true. That's not the experience. You have to think about that to know that.
It seemed like last time we talked this way, I was going to ask you a question, which is, who's watching the video now? And get your answer. I know you're trying to drag something out of me, and I don't know if that's supposed to develop me or well, that's the only way I can learn
It's
it.
really nothing to do with Bill, but it's hard because we're apparently speaking in this dualistic language, so it's hard to say in words. But this is totally experiential, Bill, and this has nothing to do with what you think or what words I'm saying. Right now, there is stillness, and stillness is everything, and it's everything which is listening to Lisa. Everything is listening, and that's where God is. That's God. And in that appears this person that says, I know this, I'm experiencing it. It's the Bill body mind experiencing it. But that's another appearance in this. But that appearance gets sucked into this claimer that says, that's who I am, that's me. And then this limitation, this fake cage builds up. Who you are is everything, and who's listening is everything or nothing. Emptiness or fullness, whichever way you go, it's the same thing.
So that's emptiness then. Where do we go from there?
Everything. Nowhere.
In the 5 years or so that I was in that little group you met with the second night you were here in Raleigh,
Yeah.
it seemed like there've only been about 3 or 4 people that awakened in that time, so to speak. It's interesting. I'd like to cut that short by about 4.5 years, but I've heard people say it's an act of grace maybe that causes awakening, and I've heard you say there's really nothing I can do. The more I try, the worse it's going to, more painful it's going to be, and I understand that. So I don't know that I'm trying so much anymore. I listen to some videos. I listen to yours. I like Rupert's and a few others.
But it's really got nothing to do with you. Even all this whole story about awakening, there is no awakening.
I know.
Who would awaken, Bill?
I understand that intellectually.
Oh yeah.
that it's all, I've had people tell me, yeah, you're awake, you just don't know it.
So what is it that's looking now?
Nothingness, oneness. I could kind of go back into oneness, but, I don't really feel that it's
Yeah, I know, I can tell I haven't broken you.
Yeah. You haven't, you haven't broken the coconut yet.
We do it, but then the coconut repairs itself. It's amazing.
Well, you've got to guide me a little bit, because I still don't know exactly what I should do to be not doing, so to speak.
But that's impossible because you don't exist. So I can't guide you.
Yeah, I know.
There's speaking happening now, but the speaking is the stillness. This speaking is the same as the illusion of self. It's another thing appearing in this. And it would be terrible agony if the me energy then claimed that it was Lisa speaking, or it was the wall, or it was the light. It's terrible to identify with one particular thing because everything's continuously moving. And the nature of things is for it to appear and disappear simultaneously. But the separate self is constantly claiming to be particular objects, and then great agony begins because it can't maintain and hold on to that. As soon as it's claimed to be something, it's gone. As soon as it claims to have things, it's gone. Because the nature of life is to move. That's what makes, but simultaneously it's empty. But that's what makes it so spectacular, is its ungraspable. Oh, I can't say that. How do you say that? The inability to grasp it. That's what makes it so dreamlike and fantastical. The fact that it's gone, it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. You have gone. The whole Bill that had that whole life living on the farm with horses, the kids, that's all gone.
That's true.
It's gone. It's never coming back.
And see, I understand that, and even in daily life, when my gal and I are out, things happen, and we sort of even think about things that are just happening, and I don't know what that means anything. I realize we're not trying to fake it till we make it, but it's the idea that things happen. We don't make a lot of hard judgments about things. We have a comfortable life. There's not something we want except this ability to see, I think.
But that person is not the experiencer. That person will never wake up. That person that I described that's gone, that's constantly going, that illusion of self, is not the experiencer. That's the difficulty when this energy is claiming that to be you. The character is constantly going. You can't hold it.
I understand that very well.
Yeah.
But, living that is something, understanding it in the mind, intellectually.
But who could live it?
That I just, I can't grasp it. Like I said, I'm a technical guy trying to get into a very abstract.
Well, actually, the technical guy is the abstract bit. This is really simple. This is the direct experience. This is very simple. The technical guy, the illusion of self, is the abstract. That's very abstract. You are something that's not here. You are an imagination that comes and goes. How crazy is that? You are a story that appears and disappears. I came into this room, I sat and looked at the computer, I'm looking at a computer now, later on I'm going to go out with Ganilla, tomorrow I'm going to go there, and I've been with this group and I don't understand it, and I'm never going to hear it, and when am I going to awaken? And I've heard it's a grace of God. That's the abstraction. That has never been the experiencer. It's been an experience.
Well, I'm stuck. I don't quite know how to get beyond it. And I know you're trying very hard to get me through this.
Actually, I'm not trying very hard, but I
Just
should try harder. No. But
I don't really I don't know what else to say, to be honest.
yeah. Well, you can watch this back later, Bill.
Yeah, I'll watch it later. I did mention that we are going to a retreat at the end of March for a weekend.
Yeah.
with Bart Marshall. You know, he used to lead our group.
Yeah.
And his wife. So I don't know if that'll do anything or not. You know, being live. I think when you were here and you and Melissa live really sort of seemed to get into my skin somehow, my system, my soul, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we did.
So I'm hoping that maybe, maybe when something will happen. You know, things have sort of happened when I met with them before that it sort of felt like I was almost getting converted, so to speak, but they didn't yet. So maybe this will work this time.
Well, it can't. But that's okay to think it.
I hear you, but anyhow, I'll talk to you when it's probably over. I don't want to take
Yeah.
up too much time from other people who may be able to get that you can get through to, but I want to thank you for your concern and for calling me.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.